first thing we're going to do is go ahead and remove the engine cover. And then next what we're going to do is remove the air box. So first disconnect the airflow sensor. Move that to the side. And you're going to pop these two clips right here and remove the top of the air box. You go ahead and loosen the clamp first from the air box. There you go, you're popping off the top of the air box. And remember this airflow sensor right here, because we're going to take that off and put that on the new air intake system. So put that to the side. Next thing we're going to do is remove the air filter and take off the bottom of the air box. So we're gonna look inside. Looks like it might be just might be able to just pull it off. Oh, nope, there's two screws right there. There's one right there, and there's probably another one around here. So look around for the screws and just remove them so they can be, so you can take the bottom of this air box off. I think the first thing we're gonna do is take this top of this air canister off first, and we'll be able to see everything else from there. Okay, so we're gonna take the top reservoir tank, air tank right here. It's kind of like a funnel. So we're gonna take that off. It grabs air from the front of the car and brings it to the air filter. So we'll take that off. And it should be able to just pop right out. Yeah, there you go. And the screw that we're looking for is right here. We're gonna remove that one, and the airbox should come right out. So that's out now, and the airbox just pops right out. There might be some hoses or you know, things that we need to disconnect. It's just holding on. It's just right there, that hose. Just take a pair of needle nose pliers. Just there we go. That clips off. This airbox comes right out. So next what we're going to do is loosen the hoses that go to the air intake pipe. Particularly this one. This goes from the valve cover into the intake pipe. So my associate's going to go ahead and loosen that clamp, slide it off. Super easy. And then we're going to loosen the rubber air intake tube, and it just pops right out. There we go. What we're going to do next is put the coupler onto the throttle body. Okay, so we already put the coupler on there. So you stretch that side that goes on the throttle body a little bit, because it's quite odd size. So just stretch it a little bit and then go ahead and slide it onto the throttle body and clamp it down. So we've got that on there. And we're gonna put another clamp on the other side of that coupler. So we already ran ahead and put the air intake system together. We'll go ahead and put the Secret Weapon filter on the end, the coupler on it, put it onto the pipe, and there's the airflow sensor I was talking about. So you'll see that it goes this way. It goes in, and you'll see how it goes in. So first we're gonna go ahead and put that clamp on there first. Okay. And then, so right there, that's the airflow sensor. We're gonna go ahead and put the airflow sensor on now. So we're gonna go ahead and take it off of the original air box. So while my associate's taking it off the air box, I wanna talk to you about the air filter. This air filter is pretty special. It's got a velocity stack inside. I'm going to show you how it looks when it's taken apart. So here's the Secret Weapon air filter. It's made out of polyurethane foam, so it traps dirt really, really, really well. This top right here, you can put a hose to it so you can ram air to it from the front of the car. But I'm gonna show you what's the real trick behind this air filter is what's inside. It's got a velocity stack. So here is the velocity stack that's inside the air filter. This speeds up the air, it gathers more air into the intake pipe. It's better than if it's straight, it's not gonna be able to gather a lot of air. So as the name precedes itself, velocity stack, it velocitizes air, gathers more of it, and puts the air into the intake pipe. So it gets a lot more air. So we're ready. to go ahead and install this airflow sensor back into the intake system. So my associate took that off of this original air box, and you can use the original screws and just go ahead and put it right back on there. You know, just tighten it down snug. You don't need to He-Man it, you know. Everything fits perfectly. So there you go. That's how the intake system looks. And we're gonna go ahead and put that into the coupler. And we can tighten that clamp just a little bit, just to get it snug. We're gonna get final fitment later and then tighten all the clamps down. There you go. It's just nice and snug. So just to show you how it looks inside the engine bay, that's how it looks. We're gonna start the engine and let you hear the air intake system later. So next thing is, we're gonna put a bracket on this intake system. First, we're gonna put the rubber grommet. It's like a little stabilizer. This is what it looks like. And you basically find any 10 millimeter, you know, area that you can mount this, so you can mount the mounting bracket. So where we took that bolt off from the airbox, we're gonna put this right back into it. So just put that right there, screw it down. And the top of it, take that off, take the nut off the top. So I've already tightened that down, so it's down now. Just take off the nut that was on top right here. That nut right there. Take that off and set it to the side. There's a little washer that goes on there too. You can take that off, that other washer. And it comes, this kit comes with a bracket that looks like this. And it's a universal bracket, and you can basically bend it to wherever you want. We do this because a lot of people have different modifications in their car, and this allows them to mount the brackets wherever they want. You know, if they have other modifications and, you know, things might be in the way. So this allows you to mount it wherever you like. This hook goes underneath the intake clamp. Any of these clamps right here, it just slides underneath there, and you just reclamp it down, and that holds the air intake system. So this is what comes in the kit. To make this easy for everybody, we already pre-bent one. And this will just go right here. It'll just go right underneath there. And this will just go right there onto the intake system and slide underneath the clamp. Okay, so we loosened this clamp right here on the intake system. Got it really loose, so you can throw the hook side of the bracket underneath. There you go. And we're just gonna go to that grommet that we had. See, it's right there. There you go. And just tighten that down. Yep, that's down. And you just tighten this up. Right there. And now it's, ooh, I think it's tight. Okay, so next thing we'll do is we'll go ahead and hook up the hose from the valve cover back into the intake system. That's the one we took off. So that's the supplied hose that comes with it. It's a Weapon.R silicone hose. There you go. That's on there. We get it like snug on there. You don't need a clamp or anything because it's nice and snug. It's vacuum, so it's nice and sealed. It ain't going anywhere. So the last thing we do is go ahead and plug the airflow sensor back in. That's what we took off earlier. So just plug that right back in, back onto the sensor. There, it snapped. That's in. That's it. And then now we're gonna go ahead and start the car for you and let you listen to the air intake system. So we're gonna do the final touches and put everything back together. So engine cover goes back on. It's pretty simple, it just pops back in. There's no screws or anything. And then we're gonna put that air funnel back. So it gathers air from the front of the car and it runs the air to the, right there, see? It runs it right into the air filter. Yep. So we're just gonna put the screws back on. There's 2 screws that we took off. We just put it back on. And then we're gonna go ahead and start the engine up. And the best part of this, you get to hear what it sounds like. Okay, here we go. All right, here we go. Moment of truth. We're gonna go ahead and start this engine up for you. And we're gonna rev it and listen to the beast. Woo! That's a beast if I ever heard one. All right, so go ahead and subscribe, like, share. Remember to come back and listen to what we got installing next time. Have a good one.